Copa family, what is going on? We are out here in the Seaport. Beautiful buildings behind us. Pat, Aaron, and we're going to talk a little bit about the transfer, actually a lot about the transfer window. It's coming to a close, not quite closed. We expect there to be a lot more changes than what we're going to talk about here today. Barcelona's actually started the season okay. You know, the board seems to be a bigger disaster than anything, but they've got Dembele, right? Coutinho seems like it's not going to happen. I mean, is there who else is there? There's Dybala rumors. I know you don't want to hear it.
I mean,
they gave him the 10.
Yeah, I think Dybala's just taking the 10 shirt. The board, I mean, he said he doesn't want to leave unless the board wants to sell him, and unless the board is like stupid, they're probably not going to let him go. I think the most realistic name for that midfield is probably still Jean-Michel, however you say his name, Sarri, from Nice. Like he's kind of on the out since he said he wants to go. I think if Barcelona come through with like a $40–50 million or euros, he might be the guy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with that. I just think that, the Dybala thing is hard, but again, it's like, you know, let's talk about Mbappe again, right? So Mbappe, this loan deal that's pending, like a loan with an option to buy should they not get relegated. And that sounds like really funny because it's PSG, you're like they're going to win the title pretty easily. But it's also, I mean, looking at a Juventus fan, you know what that's like to be relegated for things that are out of your control.
Things that are out of control, yeah.
And that's what the protection is, right? So if they get investigated for financial fair play and somehow they find those loopholes, somebody decides to turn against them, they could end up in the second division, which obviously isn't going to happen, but it's more of like a protection thing to be like, yeah, we're going to buy him and make him play against like Bastia. Red Star, play against Red Star, who have some of the best fans in the world.
It's not shameful.
Yeah, it's not shameful at all.
I hate the way you talk about the lower division.
But again, it's like a clause to buy seems kind of funny.
It's just weird.
If they don't get relegated, you know?
It's weird that like Monaco is allowing him to do this on loan. It's like, why are they just setting PSG up to be great? And I know they're going to get a lot of money out of it, but I don't know, it's kind of weird. Do they not want to be title challengers?
But don't you feel like the pressure is so high on? I think that Mbappe has a better chance of doing well somewhere else than at Monaco just because of all the pressure that's just immediately been placed on him, right? Like he has to make a decision and move. Like staying there, I just feel like it'll just be weighing on him. They're not going to get the same Mbappe where I think PSG might. Plus they're like helping PSG, and I'm sure there's some clauses in there that are just like, yeah, you're going to take him on loan now, but later on you're going to pay a lot more than you would have otherwise. Right. I mean, they're paying a number for a guy who's had one good year, and they're paying an astronomical sum.
18. Let's just run that back and think about it. He is 18 years old.
Like usually you have guys who it's like Neymar did it 3–4 years, 6–7 years already, you know, and you know, like there's no real chance in that. Whereas like Mbappe, you know how good he is, but there's still that chance of just like, he hasn't done it for 2–3 seasons, you know? He hasn't been Harry Kane for a couple years, so Thomas Lemar linked to Liverpool. Seems like everybody's linked to Liverpool. It's the first time in a long time that I've been like, wow, everybody seemingly wants to go to Liverpool, right? Like the Van Dijk thing's still popped up. Oxlade-Chamberlain is wanting to go there instead of going to Chelsea. Well, that's the rumor anyway. I don't know him personally, so I can't speak for him.
Van Dijk is back in the
but I think the Van Dijk thing's going to be one of those things where like he's going to have to force the move himself in some way because like Liverpool's gotten in trouble already for that stuff. But it seems like, what do you think it is that Klopp's doing that's like, after he said the other day where it's like players want to come here and they say they want to play Champions League, and he's saying like, yeah, but you have to want to help us get to Champions League. Like that's your job to do, to be part of. What do you think he's saying to players that are like making this kind of transition to where like Liverpool's now in the top conversation of like signings?
I don't know, he's probably just being himself. Who wouldn't want to play for Jurgen Klopp? That team seems so fun. They're off to a good start. They're going to be in Champions League. I don't know. If I was a young player, I'd love to play for Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp.
But is there room for all these guys to go now? I mean, Virgil van Dijk, I get it because they're so attack heavy, but you know, if Coutinho, even Coutinho now, right? Like let's take the fact that like, let's say, my personal opinion is that Liverpool's protecting him because he doesn't actually want to go right now. And instead of him having to go show face and be like, whatever, Liverpool's in a really good place. Like, it's a good club. It's a huge club right now, and they're playing Champions League, demolished Arsenal and made them look like silly.
We don't have to talk about that.
We don't have to talk about it. But like, you would like to think that Coutinho might just be like, yeah, like Barcelona's in shambles, sort of. In terms of like their chances of winning the league anyway, or winning the Champions League, and Liverpool actually have a shot at winning the title this year if they can bring in Van Dijk or add a few more players. I mean, why would you not want to stay, right?
I mean, it's kind of a win-win for Coutinho at this point. Like if he goes to Barcelona, he's like going to be celebrated as like their new shiny trophy signing, like he and Dembele. But if he stays at Liverpool, like of course, he did put in his transfer request, but he's staying. You know he's gonna fight. He's not the type of player that's just gonna shirk his responsibility and walk around. Like he's gonna play his ass off while he's there.
Yeah. And he's working real hard for the Brazilian national team right now, so he's fresh. But I mean, is it a win-win though? Is it a win-win for a guy like that stepping in the shoes to being like sort of the new Neymar? Like doesn't sound very fun. For a club that doesn't have the same clout as it?
Would be the new Neymar though, isn't he? He's the direct replacement. Now Coutinho just has to kind of come in and like not rescue a midfield, but he's got to just slot into a Barcelona midfield with Busquets and Pauline.
Yeah. Is Pat out here tanning today?
Sorry, I spaced out and I'm just like I realize I'm on this show and all, but like it's so nice out, and it's like. Just carry on. I might go to sleep.
But Keita Balde could actually be one of the best like steals of the window.
Yeah.
Everybody's kind of sleeping on Monaco because they have so much going out, but like they're bringing in good players and they're smashing teams right now in Ligue 1 too. So as much as I want PSG and I do think PSG has this sustainability to run away, like Monaco's a decent club still.
Keita Balde is a really, really good pickup. Like I really wanted him at Juve, and for the longest time apparently that's all he wanted in Italy was Juve, but he's got 1 year left on his contract. Lazio apparently wanted 30 million. Juve were only willing to go up to 20 because he had a year on his contract. So Monaco came in and said, "We'll take you.
Yeah,
we'll take you. You're pretty good. We'll take you." And I think it's a really good pickup. He can play.
Balling on a budget. They got 300 million in the bank. They're balling on a budget right now, dude. Oh yeah. But honestly, guys, let us know what you think. Who do you think is the transfer of the window? Who do you think could still be the transfer of the window? We're trying to make our best 11 that we're going to put out later this week.
Impossible.
And it's impossible because we have like a depth chart of like 4 in every position that I would put on. I would literally take all of them on Arsenal. None of them are Arsenal players.
And none of them want to go to Arsenal.
None of them clearly want to be 2017-18 Europa League champions. Our UK team's going to do a live show for Transfer Deadline Day tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern. Poet and a bunch of other special guests are going to be on, giving you guys all the live updates, keeping it lively and raw. So make sure you go and check that out on the UK's channel. Let's start with the US. You know, they got some big games coming up. Costa Rica home, Honduras away. Where do things stand in your opinion?
Well, I think like any international window in World Cup qualifying, they have to get like at least 4 points. Theoretically, it should be 3 at Red Bull Arena against Costa Rica, at least 1 in Honduras, but I could easily see it being the other way around. Costa Rica is such a good team. If they get 1 at Red Bull Arena and then go down to Honduras and win, which is difficult, I think they need to get at least 4, but they could easily, in this matchup, get 2 or less.
I think 4 points overall, like, however it comes, is a must. Like, obviously, this first game against Costa Rica is the most important one because it's the next game up.
Right.
So we need to get, I mean, 3 points would be absolutely ideal, but Costa Rica is not an easy team to play. It is at home. It's great that it's at Red Bull Arena, but this game is so important. I don't even know if we can look ahead at Honduras because this one's so
But like,
big.
what about CONMEBOL, right? So you've got Brazil who just swept through qualifying, which is great to see after they were demolished in the last World Cup. To like kind of bounce back because the pressure is obviously extreme there. But you've still got Peru, you've got Colombia, you've got Argentina, you've got Uruguay, you've got, you know, everybody.
Oh my God. Holy shit.
Which boat was that?
Roll up on me.
It's literally right there. That was
My
so
God.
fucking unnecessary.
I'm gonna go jump on that thing. Who jumped the most?
Yeah.
I think I was like pretty stonewall. Like I don't fear much, but you guys.
Yeah.
Well, we have the video replay.
Yeah. I think you'll see who was stonewall and who
I'm
wasn't.
gonna throw the red flag down and take it to replay. There's 6 good teams at least. I mean, who's getting in? Who's going out?
Yeah, I always feel bad for like some of the more fringe South American teams like Peru and even like maybe Ecuador, who's been good in the past few World Cups. Dude, better. But because like Peru's a good team. Peru's a good team on every continent. But like there's only 4.5 spots to get in. So I mean, it's hard to imagine a World Cup without Argentina. I think they'll be fine. I think they'll get an automatic spot. But even if they don't,
And Chile, by the way. I didn't even mention them. Damn.
Yeah.
Damn, it's hard down there, huh?
it's hard.
There's a lot of
They're
Chile.
sitting nice, like what, third or fourth right now?
Argentina's in 4th. I think Chile's maybe in 3rd or 5th.
I think Argentina's in 5th.
Argentina's in 5th?
Isn't it
Yeah.
Brazil, Colombia, Uruguay, Chile, and then
Yeah,
Argentina?
you're right.
Huh.
Yeah.
I study these kind of things. What's the difference in points between Colombia is in 2nd? And I think they have 33 points, which is
24. 24, 23, 23, 22.
oh, so it's
Oh
like,
yeah,
it's
you
very
fucking
close.
know the group,
Brazil has
bud. You were
33.
off by 10 points.
okay. Yeah. I guess you could be concerned about every single one of those teams,
Yeah.
and then even more so for Ecuador and Peru. Like, it sucks to see Ecuador not in that top 5 position. It sucks to see Argentina not in the top 4. But I think Argentina will be fine. It's like you said, it's hard to see a World Cup without them. But
Yeah, true.
hard
Let's jump to Europe because the fans love Europe. You know, it's just because it's a great place. It's a great place. It's a great.
my
continent.
ancestors are from there.
Yeah, Netherlands are still behind France and Sweden. They might
I don't think they're making
blow
it
it
man.
again.
I don't think they're
Okay.
gonna
What's
make
up?
Iceland have a shot, right? Who else is there? Spain plays
Bosnia.
Italy. One of them fighting for that first place in the group. The other one obviously have to roll the dice going into that next round of whatever playoff games or whatever it is. I mean, I don't know.
Your boy Pjanic and Bosnia are 1 point behind Greece,
Yeah.
trying to get in.
Yeah, it's like all kind of hanging on a knife edge. I think the Spain-Italy one is by far the biggest matchup of the break coming up. That's going to be
Will David Villa play?
fireworks.
You mean David Villa?
David
Can you
Villa.
pronounce that properly? It's
Hey, here's the
David
thing,
Villa.
by the way. We got a lot of slack for putting Clint Dempsey in our best 3 of active international footballers. Clint is on 56 goals or something, right behind David Villa and Lionel Messi and
Wait,
Cristiano
Ronaldo?
Yeah,
Ronaldo?
Christian Ronald. And Clint's on that list.
Chris Ron.
56 goals.
Yeah, it's unreal.
Good at
At me,
soccer.
bro.
He's good at soccer.
Actually, that was your decision. Aaron made that list.
Solely
I
my fault.
was like Landon, you know.
I protested too. Yeah.
Tim Howard.
I had my own list.
No, but I mean, is there any other regions? Obviously, the Asian region, there's still a lot to be played for.
So much, yeah.
But Iran secured it without giving up a goal or losing a game, which would be impossible to lose a game if you didn't give up a goal. So that's kind of expected, right?
I pretty much just only follow Oceania.
Yeah.
New Zealand,
It's
Solomon
actually
Islands.
Oceania.
Oceania.
So
Is there another
you should
I in there?
probably know.
Yeah, there is.
You're gonna want to. You're doing good. You're just gonna want to do a little bit better.
I got a 10.
So guys, that's what we got for our show this week, but we want to know from you, what do you think of the international break? What do you think of the transfer window? And then what do you think the U.S. chances are getting 6 points or 4 points or how many points against Costa Rica and Honduras? Let us know. Get down in the comments. Get part of the conversation. And yeah, we'll check you guys later.